30 videos in 30 days, day 17. Today's question comes from Amanda via Facebook. She says, Andrew, I'd love if you could talk about how to transition from a conventional job to living a soul purpose, such as doing energy work. Please also include how to be okay in the 9-to-5 in which I am currently miserable until I create my new opportunity. Amanda, girl, I feel you. I've been there. I know what it's like to feel sort of trapped by your circumstances. And when I was in my 9-to-5 day job, office job, what I call my muggle job, and as I was trying to figure out how to transition into building my practice and doing that full time so that it could sustain me, it was a tricky thing to figure out how to bridge that gap. The first thing I think is to allow yourself to be where you are. And what I mean by that is, I had a spiritual mentor years ago tell me, Andrew, without the desire to escape, there can be no prison. And I didn't really understand that at the time, and frankly, I thought it was kind of stupid. But what he meant by that, and what I see now, is that oftentimes when our circumstances are less than ideal, or we find ourselves in a job where we feel like it's just sucking our soul, and we cannot wait until we get out of there, we turn it into a prison. So now not only am I in a job that's frustrating and lackluster and less than ideal, now I have layered on this extra layer of anxiety of like, oh my God, I gotta escape, I gotta get out. I feel like a caged animal who's about ready to chew their arm off just so they can escape. So take a breath, relax into your circumstances, and just acknowledge, okay, until further notice, until I have begun to create the thing that I really want to do, I can look at my current job and current circumstances as the means which bring me the emotional or the financial resources to support me in building what I want. So it's almost like you say, okay, from 9-to-5, Monday through Friday, I go here, I do what's expected of me, I play the role of the dutiful office, person or office, dutiful employee, and then they give me money in return. Now I get to take the money and the resources and pour it into the thing that I am creating. The easiest way to begin to create something for yourself is to identify what it represents for you. What I mean by that is that one of the fundamental reasons that humans choose anything is because of how we think it will make us feel. From what I eat, to what I drive, to where I work, to what the clothes that I wear, we choose these things because in our mind there is a certain thing that we want to feel, and we think that we can bring it to us by repeating these actions or making these choices. Humans use emotion and energy to create. Those are the fundamental building blocks of our experience. And when I begin to clarify for myself, like, what does being self-employed mean for me? Not just from the material aspect, that's important, but what does it feel like? What is the fundamental reason that I want to do this? For me, I identified early on that one of the pieces was helping people. I just wanted to help people. So even though at the time I was working for somebody else, I said, okay, helping people. How can I create helping people right now? At the time I was a recruiter, and I thought, okay, well, that's pretty obvious. I'm already helping people, so I can focus on the satisfaction that I get from helping people find the right job and helping employers find the right employee. And that was a legitimate sense of satisfaction. Yes, I was doing it for someone else. No, it wasn't exactly the same thing as I'm doing now, but helping people always feels like helping people. So when you identify what working for yourself or doing energy work or a healing practice, whatever it is, or having a cupcake shop, whatever your own vision is, identify what are the emotional and energetic building blocks of that thing. When you have identified some of it, now it gives you something to move the mark towards. So in those moments of feeling frustrated and feeling lost and depleted, I would say, okay, bring it back to helping people. How can I help somebody right now? What is a way that I can move the mark? And so it began to shift my perspective. Imagine in a sense that it's like you have a plot of land that is overgrown with weeds and old dead plants and debris, and there's just no room for the thing that you really want to build. You just slowly begin to clear a space for it. You plant some seeds and you slowly begin to water them. So take your focus from how do I get out of here? Because if you're just focused on how do I get out of here, the message that you're sending is I'm trapped, I'm trapped, I'm trapped, I'm unsatisfied, I'm unsatisfied, I'm frustrated. And that's the frequency that you're sending out. Now shift it to, okay, Sure, I have 50 acres and only one little corner of a plot right now is clear, but that's enough. And over time, if I continue to focus on creating and building what I want in whatever way I can, because I've identified what it means to me from an energetic or an emotional perspective, and I choose in every single moment in whatever way possible to focus on, okay, how can I help people right now? I begin to slowly expand that space and slowly create more weight and more power around it. And before you know it, this thing starts to flourish and it starts to get bigger and it starts to grow and expand. And over time, in much less time than I think you would believe, it just becomes clear that, oh, look what I have cultivated. I've created my own paradise here. I have built the thing that I really want to focus on, and now it's starting to come to life, and now it's starting to create almost like its own gravitational pull, and it just sort of pulls you into it, and it becomes very clear at some point when is the moment to jump. So rather than focus on where you are trapped and where you want to escape from, focus on what you're building and what you're creating and become curious about how that can happen. Even if it's just an exercise of on my lunch break, I'm going to Google like what would it take, you know, if I need a retail space, for an example, if I'm opening a bakery and that's my dream. Okay, what kind of licensing would I have to open a bakery? What sort of money would I have to open a bakery? And just become curious about it so you can start to breathe life into your vision. Now, in terms of how to deal with your 9 to 5 in which you're currently miserable, I think it's just deciding that that's what you're going to accept. You are where you are, and trying to escape where you are is not going to make it any better, is not going to make it any easier. And if you can allow yourself to shift your perspective from what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is successful, and what is failure, and just focus on, okay, there is value in this experience. There is a reason that I am here. And ask Spirit, okay, Spirit, help me see the value of my current circumstances. Help me to see the value of what is going on in my life right now. And again, focusing on nurturing and building and developing and growing what you really want to call in for yourself every single day in some way, whether it's just meditation and envisioning it, whether it's just free writing in a journal and you say, in my own cupcake shop, or when I am self-employed, I will, and you just write. Just imagine what it will feel like. Imagine what it will look like. Write up a fake calendar that's sort of what your day would look like if you were a self-employed energy worker, in whatever way you can use to sort of inflate that and build that and expand it. I promise you, with enough focus on it and with allowing yourself to turn from the idea that I'm escaping from somewhere to this is the thing that I am building, and this other thing over here that I don't really love, it's what I use to bring me the financial resources to support me in building the vision, and piece by piece and step by step, it will come into form. Thank you for the question. I hope that this helps.